Hello, chat. How do we do? Hold up. Let me get my webcam up real quick. Actually, do I want to get my webcam? Hold up. Actually, give me just a minute. I gotta do some things in the background real quick before I do get my webcam up. In the meantime, how do y'all do? Give me just a moment. Is it a continuation of the last stream or a new one? Continuation. It will be the same insane map I've been working on. I only have plans to work on one insane now, and then an easy map. I should also make it clear as well, like, I'm doing only, what is it? I'm only doing studio stuff. I don't know how to use, like, Blender or anything like that. So, those are always fun, right? I need to learn how to use them. Hold up. I'll reach you guys' chat in just 1 minute. But I do want to eventually get around to doing a music stream. Or a Blender stream and try and learn how to do that stuff with chat. Alright. Hold up. One more thing. Well, two more things, really. Alright. One more second.
He is 100 kilometers here, location 99, 98, 97, blah, blah, blah.
Alright. Okay, I'm good. Ow. Let me get my cam up. Hello, chat. Chat? No way. Alright. Looks new, I think. I've been working on this since January. Alright. I'm actually now here. How do y'all do today, chat? Y'all do good? Is it wood? Yeah, it's wood. Okay. Actually, I could probably do a thing. Do you have any ideas or tips in making... I'm making my first map right now. It's called Fungal Ruins. It's an easy, but I low-key need ideas. There's quite a few I can give. What is it? One of the first ones that come to mind is... Like you said, it's an easy map, but... Like, what's the range of it, right? Like, is it going to be, like, where are you planning on aiming it for? Is it going to be, like, a 1.2 or, like, a 1.9 or something? And also, it's good that you picked out a theme. I'm assuming it's a mushroom-themed map, right? I mean, duh. But... what is it? But, there could be a bunch of things that you can... Oh, shit. Oop, I accidentally did all. First tip, don't do what I'm doing because you constantly press control and it essentially hurts your fingers at some point. But, no, what is it? Describe the ruin stuff probably high easy 1.8 or so. I'd say for starters, as an easy map, like, don't do anything drastically difficult. Like, don't add, like, complex, kind of, like, wall jumpy kind of areas, right? Don't do stuff like that. Do this real quick. Don't do stuff like that, where it's, like, drastically complex, like, wall jump stuff. Make it, like, simple. Make sure that gameplay is pretty sight readable. And for an easy map, make sure it's also, like... How do I describe it? Make sure, like, the gameplay fits. Like, you already have your theme picked out. It's mushroom-based. It's gonna be in a ruins area. Right? So it's like... You already have your theme picked out. Have the gameplay kind of be synoptical to the difficulty, because it doesn't... If you know what I mean. So it's like, let's say you're doing a mushroom map, right? Make it to where you can implement some jumps in where you have to jump on mushrooms, right? And probably, I wouldn't say walk on, like, little, like... roots that mushrooms and plants will have, but make it like very blushy, but make it also very, or lush like, right? But also make it to where it's like you can tell it's you can tell where you're going, right? Do something like that, right? One of the other things I would say as well is what is it? Kind of have, like, the theme and the gameplay be kind of synoptical, hand in hand. That's kind of the big one I was trying to go for, but that I was trying to explain. Make it to where the theme is, like... What is it? Make it to where, like, the theme is, like, okay, it's easy, you got some jumps that are easy, right? And if you have to, add invisible barriers to some of the stuff, because meshes can get really whack when it comes to moving on them. Take a map like Mushroomsia entry. Wait, do I have that saved? Oh, my screen went black. Awesome. I guess not. Hold on, give me a sec, chat. I was about to say, take a map like Mushroomsia entryway. It's really, it uses quite a few meshes, and they just feel really awkward to jump on and off. Granted, you know, Mushroomsia is like a high-end crazy plus, so whatever, I suppose. But just don't make it Mushroomsia like. If you have to add, like, add invisible part barriers to make gameplay, like, feel better, but if you are not going to use any invisible barriers, make sure you do, a lot of people will say don't use collision fidelity for the collision group. Also don't do jumps like that. That's horrible. Is this a steampunk style map? No, it's kind of based off of a little bit of, what is it? It's based a little bit off of Despotic Ruins, but it's also kind of got its own standing. It's a little bit mostly inspired off of Risk of Rain. But no. I guess the big thing, I'm not explaining this stuff really well. It's really hard to explain this stuff, but it's kind of like, once you do it, you'll get an understanding about how, like, map making works. It's kind of a style you have to acquaint yourself to. Yo, hi. Hello, Blue Moon Guide. Right now, I would say map difficulty, right now it's at 4.3, but I might increase or decrease it. Also do keep in mind that I don't have a flood set either, so... But, what is it? I'm trying to remember what I was saying. I kind of lost track. How big is this? Oh shit. Okay, we'll make it 18, and we'll do 0.5. It's one of those things where you're gonna have to get quite a few map making, like, you're gonna have to make quite a few maps before you get your formula down. But I also say, like, in terms of map making, get a style down. And please, for the love of God, do not be those guys that make blocky terrain. In the first area, it starts in a smallish mushroom overgrown cave. I have stairs that go around the back, and they are broken, so a jump there, then a jump on a mushroom, which bounces you out of the top. Okay, that's the problem. Don't, like, for an easy map, you shouldn't add any, like, complex structures into the, what is it? Into an easy map. If it was like a normal map or a hard map, I would understand, but I'd say for an easy map, like, you also have to pertain to understanding the difficulty of a map as well. Like, obviously, easy maps, they're supposed to be for beginners, right? People are supposed to, you know, learn and be like, oh, okay, so this is how the mechanics work, right? But you don't want to make it intricately, like, difficult to understand, right? You can add Peter Griffin, yeah, actually, I'll add Brian Griffin, since that's what Coolsack did, with Arctic Grotto, before it got highlighted. But, no, what is it? You just kind of have to go with, like, a style, but like I was mentioning, please, for the love of God, do not do that blocky-ass terrain stuff that you see with a lot of, like, the Mega Collapse stuff. Like, let's say, like, this, and then this is the grass here. Pretend this is the grass, right? And then you have, like, parts like, actually, let me do 5 here. Let me do, like this. Please, for the love of God, do not do gameplay like this. This is actually so infuriating, and it's really unpleasant to look at. Trust me, it will most likely save you a lot of critique and criticism. Just don't do anything like this. This is ugly. It does not work. And also another thing as well, like, you can add kind of small blocky terrain stuff if you're gonna go for, like, not using Blender or trying to overuse meshes and all that. You can do stuff like this, but, like, add, like, angles to it, right? I was thinking it was a bit complicated, so I might change it. Also, I will not do blocky terrain. Okay, that's good. I should also note as well, some of the big no-nos that I should just point out to you immediately. You don't have to take my word of advice for it, but it's something that I heavily discourage against. Don't do the blocky terrain like I showed you. And please, stay away from mesh gameplay as much as possible. You can use meshes, I don't care. Just my general rule for meshes, and this is just me, so everyone's gonna have a different, you know, mind and opinion on it and everything. My general rule is try and avoid meshes as much as you can, unless you have gameplay where a mesh is applicable, right? So take, what is it? Am I still alive? My thing was just frozen for a second. Sorry if my stream cuts out every once in a while. But no, like, let's say you want to do, like, a octagon, right? At that point, I think it's applicable to be like, yeah, you can just take the octagon mesh here and then resize it to your liking. That's what I did for Courthouse Overflow with its octagon, right? but don't make it like so, don't use like meshes for everything, especially some of the more complicated stuff like Cobalt meshes and I think Wolfie LL meshes. Let me see real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, don't use like, well, I guess you can use meshes like that. But don't like, how do I describe it? This is all not meshes. This is not helpful. Cobalt! Cobalt! You're supposed to give me meshes that don't work. Shit, I can't find anything. I guess I'll pull up one of my old maps. Okay, this is as example, because this is one of my very old maps, but this is also just a prime example of what not to do. Don't do stuff like this. Don't have meshes that are like this, right? Like this, you might be able to pull off. This you might be fine with, but like, don't do, like, incredibly customized meshes like this. Don't do stuff like this. Also, that is a hole. There, awesome. Don't do stuff like this. It is just, to me, it's very lazy. And it also, like, it can be pretty noticeable at times. So, try and avoid mesh gameplay as much as possible. And if you can, with meshes, if you're going to go with details, use it for supporting detail. Don't make it your primary detail. Like, this is not meshes whatsoever. And I think this looks fine. There still needs to be some things that are fixed up on, but so far I think this looks fine. And make a lot of your terrain, like, use wedges. Don't be afraid to use wedges. Like this as example. As a little cutoff. This is a wedge, this is a wedge. It makes maps look just that much better and makes them look so much more, like, you know, outstandish from a bunch of the other maps. Of course, I should also note as well that doing, like, all of this stuff, like the blocky terrain, or not blocky terrain, but using a lot of this terrain stuff, it does take time. I will note that. It does take quite a bit of time, so... And it is quite a bit of a time consumer, but if I were to tell you whether something like this looks better over, let's say, the blocky terrain mesh stuff, I would honestly tell you that this looks so much better, honestly. It fits more cadence to the style of what FE2 tries to go for. Do I do most of the layout and just trust the process until detailing? What I generally do, and I know I have some parts detailed, what I generally do is I try and, like, obviously get your, like, spawn, get your exit block, exit region, all that stuff, right? What I generally do, and of course your folder setup, that's one of the other things is organization. I'll get into that a little bit. I want to answer your question first, though. So when it comes to this, okay, that's a part I was about to say. That better be. I generally do layout first, but the thing about layout is that it's kind of synoptical to gameplay, right? I would say for the theme that you're going for, you need gameplay and theme to go together quite well. And with theme comes detailing. So it's like, let's say you're in a cyberpunk map and you have like a wooden like theme like this, right? Or you have a wooden thing like this. Like, this doesn't make sense. You'd see this in like a... What is it? You'd see this in like a... like, cave map kind of like this, or you'd see it in something like Lushy Loft, right? Actually, I think I have that map saved. I don't? God, I don't have a lot of these maps saved, eh? Let's see here. Go 77KA3. Let's see if this pulls anything up. Oh, piss off. Okay, he delisted it. Whatever.
It's not like I wanted to do that. Alright, it's not like I wanted to have that shown.
Ew, who's this noob? Watch who you're talking to, Ultimate. I do most of... Oh, that's already a message you sent. Okay. But now, what is it? I generally do, like, gameplay first, and then I get around to trying to detail later. If you're getting to a point where you're getting, like, worn out from, like, doing gameplay, I'd say go with the doing detail for a little bit. That's why some parts, you know, look detailed like this area, because I get bored with the map and trying to make gameplay and trying to, like, think of gameplay. And you're not going to think of all of the gameplay, like, literally right off the bat, right? So it's like, just take a break sometimes and come back to gameplay, but do, like, detailing as example. Like, I think not only does it make the layout look good, but it can also make the theme, it can kind of, like, how do I say this? It can kind of formulate your theme into another idea that you initially didn't have. I guess that's the best way I can put it. That would otherwise improve the map more, right? Like, going into this map, I didn't have much of an idea outside of, like, underground facility kind of map, right? I'm like, well, we could add, like, these little wooden structures in to be, like, a mine shaft that's, you know, being built over with a facility kind of thing, right? And I thought that's, like, a little cool idea that I want to run with. Make it make sense as well. Like, this is, like I mentioned, like a mine shaft little area, and it's being renovated for, like, what is it? This stuff here, but it's also, like, overgrown, so it's kind of an abandoned lab, right? But you still have things that work, like, what is it? I think it's the third button here. No, that's this... No, that's the third button. Yeah, it is. This map looks good so far. Thank you. But I have for, like, the third button, like, this will open up, right? And then you have to swim under here, so it's kind of like, make the gameplay synoptical, like I mentioned, to the detailing and the theme. Like, this kind of makes sense, because it's like, okay, it's an abandoned facility thing, this other wall has, like, you know, more of the facility in it, you have to press the button, which activates this to open it up, right? Like, make it make sense. Don't have, like, if you're doing, like, a cyberpunk map, right? I wish I knew how to do map makes, since I had, like, 4 maps and I wanted to do, but I haven't started a single one because I don't know how to map make. I guess you can take this live stream as, like, a little bit of a, like, tutorial, I guess, or kind of, like, a little bit of inspiration to show, like, this is what you should do, right? Because I don't really see many people honestly talk about, like, how to properly make maps. Like, you'll get people that'll, like, show you how to make maps and, like, port them and whitelist them and everything, but you don't usually see people show, like, how to generally do all this. Jokes aside, this does look good, pretty good for a Bony map. Thank you. I did a little bit of detailing yesterday night, which is probably not the best idea since I had school the next day. And I skipped out on one of my homework things, but honestly, fuck that homework. I really did not want to do it. Why is this here?
To save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
I don't know why that's there. I don't care. Okay, we'll do that.
But no, I guess you can take this as kind of like a little bit of a showcase of things. Oh, one of the other big things as well with map making is make sure you get a, like, character model. I use mine, and I am fortunate enough to have gotten Moon Animator, which comes with character inserter and easy weld as well. Back when it was free, it's like 2,000 Robux, I think now, but get, like, this and try and put character up to size. And try and get some of the basic things down, like long jumping is around 13, 12 studs. Well, insane long jumping, I'd say the max for insane maps would be about 12 studs. And then, well, actually that might actually go into crazy difficulty. That's like high insane, mid to high insane, low to mid crazy difficulty kind of jumps. And then once you get into like 13, that's when you start getting into crazy plus territory, right? What was I coming in here for? Oh yeah, that's Rainbow Journey. Just to pull this up real quick. But no, I want to, like, showcase some things. But one of the other things as well with this is also, like, what is it? One of the other things I want to say as well is, like, just playtest your map a lot. Even if it gets tedious and all this shit, you know, having to constantly update your maps, do it. Because it's going to make it to where you will, what is it? It'll make it to where you'll, like, be able to have a good map. You'll be able to get constant feedback from working on this map and being like, okay, this is what I can tweak, and you can continue tweaking it until you like what it is, right? And, what is it? It's not like one big fell swoop where you have like 12 problems. Some jumps aren't as easy as you imagine, or they're maybe like a little too claustrophobic. Plugins cost real money now? Are you fucking joking me, dude? That's stupid. That is actually so dumb. I can't lie. But it's like you also... It's like I had to playtest this a few times, especially this part here, because there's some parts that were really difficult to get the jump and didn't... Okay, whatever. I'll restart and play the map a little bit more. That way we get an understanding and I can continue to talk. I had to, like, playtest the new escapee spot quite a few times, right? Because honestly, I didn't like some of the parts to it. And I'm also thinking about, like, for an insane, this is kind of harsh, especially for a low insane. So I might turn that to, like, 20 air oxygen drain instead of, what is it? Instead of 30, because that's, like I mentioned, a little too harsh. Ah, okay, cool. If that... Listen to Ultimate. He knows better than me, apparently. But... No, what is it? It's just one of those things where it's like... Playtest it. Just playtest the map. Make sure that you have, like, gameplay that's synoptical to this. Like, I'm pretty sure I can make this... I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Actually, let me check. Isn't this higher? I think this is higher. Yeah, like, I need to either raise this up a little bit more or lower these platforms a little bit more. Which I might do the latter, honestly. But no, was it... One of the other things as well is kind of get an idea about how long your map's going to last as well. And that's one of the other things I should point out is that since you're making an easy map, I would say aim around the 110 mark, maybe 120, but don't try and go any higher. Because how I like to imagine maps is that the easy map should take about a minute to about a minute and 20 to beat on solo, maybe 130 on solo, because you have maps like Mar Dreams, right? But it should be no more than that, and then, what is it? Maps that take, and then once you get to normal maps, like, it's okay to get into, like, the 130 and 140-ish range. Hard, it's kind of the same. It can be about 120 to 140, I would say. And then Insane is, like I mentioned, about... That's when you could probably make the argument for going past the 2-minute mark. Also, is my stream, like, really laggy? Or is it fine? I want to make sure. But, nah, make it to, like... And then once you get to Crazy Plus, like, you can make the argument of going past, and Crazy, you can make the argument of going past the 2-minute mark, although me personally, I'm much more of a fan of maps that stay under the 2-minute mark. As most maps don't really have a good reason to be going past the 3-minute mark, honestly. Yeah, I'll add a drain multiplier then. for this part. Is it... Don't you add, like... I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Let me go to the thing over here. Acid, regain, depth multiplier. No swim, no air loss, regain acid. I know there's a custom, like, water state. I'm assuming this has it? No. I know one of my things have it. Hold on. Regain air. I think this might be it, actually. Drain multiplier. Okay, there we go. Drain multiplier... Here we go. I'll do state. Oh. Oh, come on. State there. And I'll do like 0.66. We'll see if that fixes it a little bit more. But no, a lot of it is... Oops. Okay. A lot of it is just constantly playing through your map, play testing it, and then once you get to a point where it's like good enough, freezes for me like every 20 to 30 seconds, that's dog shit. Hold on. Let me see if it's anything with my settings. I think I have the idea about why it's lagging so much. Let's do 8,000 kilobytes. That should make it a little better. If the stream cuts out, I am sorry. But no, like I mentioned, this is going to be one of those things where you're just going to have to constantly, like, playtest the map and everything, right? Oh, that's so much better. That's a little... I guess that works. It's a little too lenient, but... yeah, I think it's a little too lenient. The Voni Timeline's noob. I'm somewhat proficient in timelines. I'm not Matcha Panda or like Gam proficient, but I'm proficient enough to understand like how appears work and how some other things work. Although I'm not really the greatest when it comes to like UI timelines and cutscene timelines. I try with some maps, and I fail miserably. I'll say 0.75, and we'll see if that works. That should be a decent amount, because it's 30, that's like... I don't know how much, actually. But no, one of the other things as well when it comes to maps is you're going to need people that will give you feedback. So please, for the love of God, listen to people when they give feedback. Okay, whatever. I added quite a bit of foliage. The second button needs it more. The second is like on part of Relic Valley. I don't think it really needs it. It really is just this spot because if you like swim and then jump like last second and have to do another jump up here and try and jump up here again, you'll die if it's normal. I'll show what I'm talking about real quick. So you have this, right? And then you have to go over here, right? And let's say you don't jump immediately, right? Let's say it's like this, right? You would be dead if it was normal. So I think this is fine without the thing. That, and do keep in mind, it's an insane map, so obviously, like, this is where we need to start cutting the line for, like... Or this is where the line starts getting drastically cut for, like... what is it? For, like, leniency, I would argue. That's a normal wooden block. One of the other things as well, I will say that I am also just really bad at, so take it with a word for me. Try and implement... what is it? Trying to implement in a, like, with gameplay, try and do, like, pacing, lava blood pacing, right? And gameplay together. I'm a really bad offender when it comes to not doing this. And it's mostly because I just like doing gameplay layout stuff, right? Unless a map specifically requires that I use a lot of blood timelines. A lot of maps just have a simple premise with a pretty repetitive design, which really makes it uninteresting and keep maps going for too long as you'll get used to it. Yeah, essentially that. I think Relic swimming is too difficult for hard drain-wise. Yeah, which is more so the reason why I want to keep it in here. Because if it's, like, that hard, I think, like, a 09 would be better. Fine, I'll playtest it a little. I still think that's too lenient, though. Here's my thing, is that I think that's still a little too lenient for the map. Of course, there's, like, arguments you can make for, like, maps like Sandswept Ruins where you would get more, like, oxygen and all that, right? But honestly, like... it's kind of meh. Honestly, yeah, insane maps get a bit too much sugar coating nowadays. Yeah. Well, that and one of the other things I see a lot with, like, insane maps, especially, like, some of the more, like, highlighted ones, is that they just rely too much on lava, honestly. And, I mean, I understand, because that's where, you know, you start experiencing, you know, difficulty spikes when it comes to lava and all of that, but it's like, take fucking Familiar Ruins as example. It's a 4.1 and it uses acid for, outside of the first room, the first half of the map, and then it transforms into lava. And it's the same thing with Lost Desert. I think I think acid floods just aren't used as much. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting rid of the drain depth multiplier with this, honestly. I don't want to be that guy, but honestly, like, I don't think it's amazing. I don't think that's too bad of a, or too good of a critique to take into mind, considering that, you know, with Insane, you know, it's supposed to feel a little more harder and all that. I'll keep it in the back of my head, though, when making gameplay, or changing gameplay later on. I love this song. This one's so good. Honestly, everyone talks about Event Horizon, and, like, don't get me wrong, that song's good and all, but, like, what about this one? This one's an absolute fucking banger. Is it just me, or did Voni fall into a black hole for a second? It's probably just you, because I did not fall into any kind of black hole. In fact, I'm not too sure what you're talking about here. I fell in your mama's black hole. Oh! Oh! You got served, kid. You got served.
Joe Mama.
Ooh, get wrecked, noob. But no, that's kind of one of the other big things about this map as well, is that I wanted to experiment a little bit more with, like, acid maps. Because a lot of my maps that I have, like, rely a little too much on lava. Like, Courthouse is just purely lava, Fungal Grown's just purely lava, Conductive Quarry becomes lava in, like, the second half of the map. In the first half, the acid is so unrecognizable and unbearable. If only Spanish never discovered America. Those damn Spaniards. But no, what is it? Yeah, it rather is unutilized, in my opinion. Which is honestly sad. Like, let's take a look at this real quick. Let's take a look at the highlighted insane list. We're gonna determine how much acid compared to lava for the insane highlights these maps have. Okay, insane. Summit has a little bit of acid. It's not really recognizable because the map turns into lava like 40 seconds in. Amphibious Billow has like a tiny swim section, like acid swim section, and that's it. Skywork Falls is, I'm pretty sure, just all lava. Sinister Labyrinth is all lava. Underworld Grove is all lava, with the exception being, like, for the first 10, like, for whatever reason, for the first, like, 5 seconds of the map, it's, I think, water or acid. Mossy Shrine is all lava. Twilight Inthenium is all lava. Runic Maze is all lava. Irradiating Alpines is... there's a swim section, but otherwise all lava. Steam Palaces is all lava outside of, I think, like, one tiny swim section. Hallowed Vestige has, like, one tiny swim section, like mentioned again, otherwise all lava. Kozai Peaks has a swim section at the beginning, otherwise all lava. Lilac Valley is, like... Lilac Valley actually has acid for, like, the majority of the map up until, like, a good 2/3 of the way in. So that's the first map where it actually uses acid. Wasteland Junction does have a notable swim section, so that's another one. Frozen Settlement... I think it has an acid, a little bit of acid, but it's otherwise mostly lava. Starstruck is just all lava. Sanguinius is all lava, last I recalled. Judgment of Hephaestus has a tiny swim section, otherwise all lava. Eerie Spires, I'm pretty sure, is all lava. Glacial is all lava. Insular Solstice, I'm pretty sure, has, like, a tiny swim section in the map, otherwise it's all lava. B-Block Station has, like, an air drain area, otherwise it's all lava. Dreamscape Skylines is all lava, if I recall. Cryptic, I think, has, like, one tiny swim section, otherwise all lava, and Sulfuric Depths has a air drain and a acid swim section. There's no lava to it. Well, there is lava to it, but it's only in the no swim section. So, out of all of the maps that I named... Oh yeah, Dreamscape does have the water orbs. I forgot about that. I mean, in all fairness, though, are we really gonna count? Well, I guess we are gonna count it. Okay, yeah, I guess Dreamscape has it. So, the point is, though, is that out of all of these maps, there's only, like, 2 maps that have, like, where their, like, flood is the major of the time actually, like, acid or anything that is lava. Let's take that with the insane maps. Abandoned Facility is water for the most part, turns into acid, and then has a tiny section where it's lava rising up. Familiar Ruins has the lava at the beginning, and midway through it is acid and then turns into lava. Lost Desert is water and then acid, and then it goes into lava once you get into the inside part. Gloomy Manor is, I'm pretty sure, all lava, so fair enough. Sinking Ship is water and then acid and then lava. Well, it's not even really water. You don't get to ever swim in it. Right? So there's that. Is it Manor or is it Manor? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Gloomy Manor is all lava. Sinking Ship is acid and then it turns into lava halfway through the climbing section. Darkside Facility is all lava. Beneath the Ruins has a swimming section, but otherwise is all lava. Magmatic Mines is... it has a swimming section, otherwise all lava. Fallen is all lava. Satomi Springs is all lava. And Starry Fields is all lava. So outside of, like, the 4, like... what is it? Outside of the 4 most recent insane maps, there were only, like, what? 2 maps that were just all lava maps, and the other ones had notable, you know, swimming sections and weren't just acid. So the fact that there are more base perm insane maps that have, you know, that aren't just immediately all lava, and the flood, the main flood, is not all lava and all of that compared to the insane category we have now. Yeah. We only have 2 compared to, like, 4 here. Lawn swimming sections are difficult to execute well, and the flood being non-lava on Insane has some issues. Not for a map like Lost Desert or, what is it? Or Sinking Ship, though. I like to see that Sinking Ship is kind of like, if you fuck up in the beginning, you can make up for it, but you have to speed your ass up at that point. I like to think about it like that. And then once it hits lava, that's the point of no return. You can't have any more mistakes made. And Lost Desert is like, if you screw up, you best get on with your way. Otherwise, and you best recover quick, otherwise you are pretty much boned. I like to think about it like that also. But yeah, no, otherwise it's like long swimming sections, like Abandoned Facility is just not that good. And that's kind of one of the things that I want to point out that I'm trying to do with my map right now, is I'm trying to make it to where it's mostly, like, gameplay, but there's some notable swimming sections, like this part here, where you have to manage your oxygen by going over here, and then you have to swim down here. The only problem with this is that getting the air bubble, you can just wait and have someone else get the button, and then grab it, and you don't have to worry about oxygen as much, which is a little bit of an issue. And I might nerf the amount of oxygen you get with an air bubble, but it won't be anything too notable. It'll probably be like 250 oxygen instead of like 300, the base 300. That way, if you know where you're going, it's still like 300. You still have 100 or 50 oxygen. Roughly around that amount. Oop. But no, I do agree with you. Maps like Abandoned Facility are really not that good because of just the prolonged swimming section.
If you turned all lava and insane maps into acid right now, half of them would be too easy and the other half would be death anyways if you fall, even if they add proper recovery. Restart mid? Shut up, Robin.
Yeah, I guess that's the case. Well, hold on, actually. Hold up. Actually, let's think about this for a second. Abandoned facility, if it was, well, it kind of needs to be required to be water to beat the map. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it's impossible outside of maybe new beginner accounts. Familiar ruins, if it were to be acid all the way through, yeah, I would see familiar ruins being bumped down to like a 3.6, maybe 3.5, especially the last part, because at that point it's like, well, what's the intensity for like the second half of the map? Lost Desert, when it might change a little bit actually. It wouldn't get nerfed too drastically much. It might get like a 4.2 nerf. It might be nerfed like a little points down, but I still think it would be an insane just based off of the gameplay alone and how skinny the platforms can get. Gloomy Manor, like you mentioned, some would not change because of recovery points. I would probably see that Gloomy Manor might, just might, be able to become a hard map, but if you're like all the way, and you might be able to recover and do well, but if you like fall all the way down while trying to get like, let's say, the second button, then yeah, it's essentially over. Sinking ship, if it was just acid all the way through, it would definitely not be like a, I think it's a 4.7 now, right? No, 4.6. It'd definitely be like more akin to probably 4.1, because you still have to compete with a rather fast flood. But yeah, Dark Side Facility, probably be a 4.3, honestly. You still have to account for the flood being fast at the end. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that Ajax. It's too risky. Too risky. But you'd have to account for the second half of the map, so I'd say it's probably 4.3. And like you mentioned, Coward, I know. Beneath the Ruins would probably get the biggest nerf out of them all, maybe outside of Magmatic Mines. Actually, no, I'd say this one would probably get the biggest nerf, because you still have to, like, so many parts could just get skipped over, it would be unreal. Like, this button right here wouldn't even matter. You could just swim all the way over to this part and, like, go onto this platform, right? Magmatic Mines, I wouldn't imagine it'd get the second biggest. Magmatic Mines would probably still kind of, well, no, it'd probably get a pretty big nerf to it. I'd say it'd probably be like hard difficulty by that point. Manure. Okay, whatever, stop making fun of me. Fallen would probably stay the same. A lot of the problem with Fallen in terms of its difficulty is, unless you're playing the map for the first time, a lot of it is just like platforming. So if you fall down, it's essentially just gonna be the same. It'd just be an over-glorified Sky Sanctuary at that point, or a more depressing one to say. So Tommy Sprains, I would probably make the argument, would get the fourth largest nerf to it, and then Starry Fields, I think, would get the largest nerf. Like, Starry might actually genuinely probably end up being like a low hard, honestly. Or maybe a mid hard, because the flood could still catch up to you rather quick if you're not careful enough, but still. The point being is that a lot of the maps with insane, I'm not gonna go over insane CM perms, honestly. That's just like going over 20 different maps at that point. The point being is that I was right, thank you everyone. No, the point being is that it wouldn't be as big of a nerf as you think it would be. Like, yeah, there would definitely be some maps that would get nerfed, but they'd just be easier insanes by that point.
And it's not the same, because objectively speaking, the CM perm instincts are so much different from, from base game perms, for good reason. A map like Beat Block Station is not going to be anywhere close to being the same as, like, Starry Fields or Magmatic Mines. And it's going to be the same thing with Sinister Labyrinth, in terms of the prowess of the difficulty of a map. But getting into the insane, the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of the base game perm maps, like, there's more variety in terms of, like, acid, right? In terms of using things that aren't just lava. Now, there's nothing objectively or coherently wrong with using acid in a map, but the point is that, or not acid, lava in a map, but the point being is that when only 2 of your, like, 20 insane highlights actually start off with anything but lava as the flood, or is not lava for the majority of the map, like, I would rather have much more representation thrown in for those, you know, maps, right? I think it's just more interesting if you'd be able to do, like, a map that is I think it'd just be more interesting to me if you're able to just make a map that is, like, insane difficulty, you have acid in the map, but the map is still difficult, instead of being like, oh, cool, here's a fucking flood that has lava, and if you fail once and you fall down, you're fucked, essentially. Space Elephant is working on a Crazy Plus, which is purely acid. I think I know which one you're talking about. And if that's the case... Okay, here's the thing. I don't mind Crazy Pluses just always consistently being lava. Which is probably the hardest thing to pull off. Honestly, I'd say yeah. That's pretty much close. In terms of gameplay variety and everything, yeah. Like, what is it? Sandswept Ruins was already pretty difficult. Oh my god. I don't care about Squarespace. I don't care. Fuck off. But no. I'd say, like, Sandswept Ruins had a pretty big, like, risk to it. You know, having a lot of its gameplay being acid and swimming in acid, but I think it pays off really well. You can make a swimming Crazy Plus without a drain multiplier? I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could, but for sure, like, that definitely is one of the big things that helps out. But no, just ultimately, the point I want to make is, like, we need more representation in terms of, like, acid maps, as example, instead of just being purely like, oh, let's just do another insane map that has just nothing but lava for, like, the majority of the map. If it's not the entirety of the map, it's the majority. Because that's just boring, in my opinion. It's cool and everything if you want to showcase a map off and everything, but it gets stale after a while, outside of what other contents a map can provide. Robin, shut your bitch ass up, Robin. You are a nerd. You are boring? No, I'm not. I'm just saying, mate. I'm just saying. I agree, but again, it has some issues like potential map skips, weird pacing sections, etc. Well, yeah, well, that's where you just playtest the map a lot and try and fix those skips. This is why all of your maps rot with 20 stars. I beg to differ. Courthouse Overflow has, like, I'm pretty sure 65 stars, and it didn't even get Map of the Week or anything. Which, that's pretty big for me.
Now, of course, when it first initially launched without the OST, it was much lower. I think it, like, reached 40 just a few days before I released the OST, but still. 65 is nothing, loser. It's a good amount for me, especially for, like, a lot of my 23 and I think some of my 24 maps, like, only hitting consistent 30s and not really going above that bar. Like, I'm pretty sure the highest 2023 map, start map I have, outside of, like, collabs and all of that, would be Groundquake Ravine, which is absolutely abysmal and dog shit, and that has, like, 39 stars. Although half of my maps are very unusual, but, like, it's easy with Tria maps. It just makes it's just making it follow the players. But people hate that in FE2, lol. It's because players in FE2 are a bunch of fucking crybabies. They're a bunch of whiny little shit stains. Like you, Robin. You're a little whiny shit stain. You little dunce. I'm sorry, that was very mean. You accept my apology? Because FE2 players suck? Oh, yeah, no, you don't have to tell me. Honestly, that's one of the big things as to why I just kind of stopped talking in CBG a bit more. Like, I still talk in there every once in a while, but it's not, like, daily as it was now. Adult gets rage baited by a teen, lol. Shut up. Sai bow, mate. I usually just make it always under your toes and then delay the entire thing so it's consistent that way. Is it? Sai-bow, S-Y-B-A-U. Lol, with shitty opinions. I don't talk in CBG, weirdos. You literally ping me all the time calling me a burger or some stupid shit like that. Like, actually, let's just take a look at... Actually, I don't know if you do that. Hold on. I'm gonna check, Robin. Yeah, your last fucking message was yesterday at 8:55 at the Voni, fat. And then before that, it's frowns. And then the one before that is also at 8:54, and it's Charlie Kirk. Okay, cool. Sai bow. That's the only time I use CBG like I pink you, lol. Okay, that's fair enough, I suppose. Nah, I kind of stopped using it, alright? I stopped using it as frequently as I did because, honestly, well, first off, there's just a bunch of drama that happens, like, every other fucking week, or every other day, I should say. Like, what was it? I literally came back after, like, a 2-day... No, not a 2-day. I think it was, like, a week hiatus. I don't care about JCPenney. Shut up.
You get them, plus tees, a trendy
Shut up!
and a pair of wide leg jeans. So many deals. Exactly what you
Okay, it's actually 2 ads, and this one's unskippable. Awesome. But no, everyone's brain dead? Yeah, essentially. Well, one of the other things about it as well, right, is like, okay, I come back after a week after the release of Kryn's OST for Courthouse Overflow, right? Because I'm burnt out, I just want to have a little break, right? I come back, because of Wildburn's announcement of the maps that won, and even then, this is after some of, this is like a little after, you know, he did all of his stuff. What do I come back to? Apparently, Saray crashes out because he didn't win anything from the map jam, and he got mad that his map was just fucking only featured. You're right, Robin. I mean, just look at your maps. Havoc Highlands. That's one of the other things I see a lot, is that people, especially in like that, what is it? I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like the FE2 thing where it's like, what map should be highlighted? And it's like, Havoc Highlands. And it's like, Eden Sphere. And it's like, well, Eden Sphere's not getting highlighted unless it gets its own custom OST, which kind of defeats the whole point of the, like, art map jam cover, right? So that doesn't work, right? But it's also like Havoc Highlands, it's just like, it's too familiar to Whirlwind Wasteland. And don't get me wrong, I think Keithan did a good job with the map. I think it's a decent map, but is it a map that I would have highlighted? No, I wouldn't have it highlighted. I'm sorry, Keithan. The map is just way too familiar and just way too... It just feels like another fucking Whirlwind Wasteland. That's all it really feels like. I'm sorry, I don't want to say that. It's a good map and everything. Blitz Machine had an OST and it won? Yeah. Okay, sure, but also I'm pretty sure some of the consensus to this as well is that Blitz Machine is also based off of an OST from whatever genre I think Voyager and, what is it? C10 used, or Big C used, right? Wait, what's BSFR again? Blitz Machine's actually a pretty good one. I honestly think it deserved to win. I'll show you real quick. Tanker is just an artist. It's probably slop. No, it's actually pretty good, I can't lie. Let me see if I don't have it saved. God damn, I don't. Okay, cool. Get the map pulled up and everything. I was honestly like... It was either between Blitz Machine or Twisted Heaven for which one I thought was going to win first place. And, yeah, no, it was Blitz Machine. Although I wouldn't be complaining about either or. But I mean, one of the big problems that comes to mind when we're talking about, like... Here's the thing. Twisted Heaven was going to win a place regardless. That fucking team had Autoco, it had Space Elephant, and it had a fucking Troll Man. It was so over once I heard that team come up. Solar Slop. Stop adding useless dumbass zip lines. Yeah. Why am I standing still? Okay, cool. 5 seconds of just standing still. That's something they could probably fix. This is the map. It's actually pretty good, I can't lie. It's kind of like Flood Wipeout, modernized a little. Okay, so you go down here, and then you go over here. How the fuck do you get in here? Wait, hold on. I may be fucked. No, I'm fine. Okay, I was about to say, wait, how do I get in there? This isn't the OST, by the way. I'm just listening to Risk of Rain music. Like, okay, guys. Okay, ignore that I died. There's like a spinning wall jump thing. That's why Abandoned Junkyard is one of my favorite Crazy Pluses. Wait, hold on. Let me read your guys' chats. Not as long
lines going fly bang boom. That makes no sense. When in doubt, place a zip line. Modernize made wars. That is an example. What the hell, son? Why? Zip lines are cool, but I prefer maps with 0 zip lines, or only if they're used correctly and doesn't take long. That's why Abandoned Junkyard is one of my favorite Crazy Plus. Abandoned Junkyard is one of the best maps of all time for real. No mesh spam. Ziplines kinda just act like a transition now. No zipline spam for real. I don't like it. I don't like these mechanic spams in new maps. I'm low-key working on a Crazy Plus with 0 ziplines and a swimming part. It pissed me off. Ultimate, I already have one, lol.
Yeah. What is it? I think... What is it? I'm trying to remember. Courthouse has technically 3 zip lines. No, it has 4 zip lines, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I could check. I don't know why I'm sitting here. I'm trying to think about it. Oh, let me see here. See here, see here, see here, see here, see here, see here, see here. There it is. I like the little, like, double zipline thing that they do, though. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Zipline... Oh shit, I guess there's a lot more than I thought. Okay, so there's this one. There's this one. There is this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. But these two are kind of synoptical to each other.
Oh boy, Robin, I got one for you. Look up Extinct Roofing. We don't bring up Extinct Roofing on this one. I don't think zip lines fit in Courthouse. I'm not doing that, thank you. I probably hate it. I call the last bit of the map the Spaghetti Tower. Hell no, not Extinct Roofings. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, no. What is it? Say what you want. The ziplines are there for some reasons. Some good reasons. Nah, what is it? A lot of them are there to kind of fit into this whole synoptical theme of, you know, like, trying to not only transition gameplay into, like, going upstairs and all that. But, what is it? Also, do keep in mind when you're talking about, like, Courthouse, that it's not easy to work on a map like that, because there's, like, literally no fucking thing to work on. There's, like, literally nothing to work on it. Okay, the thing about Courthouse Overflow is that 2 of the ziplines are kind of synoptical to 1, because it kind of does that whole rustic jungle thing. Skill issue, entirely on purpose. Yeah, whatever. Blah 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 blah. You talk too much. I don't know how many ziplines I have in this map, actually. Hold on, let me check. Hold on. What would it be called? They're not ziplines. Rope, that's what it is. It's underscore rope. So far there's only 1 in my map. And that's the transition to this part, because I honestly didn't know what to do for this area here. You work at Walmart, remove the zipline. No, I'm not doing that. There's no need for it. It's kind of just a transitional thing to get away from this gameplay here and to move on into this area. That, and there's like a tiny bit of a risk-reward factor, because you gotta jump down here to get it. Hold on. Actually, let me see something. Actually, I'm gonna... Hold on. I'm gonna do this real quick. I want to see something. I know I had a map with Trumpy that I was working on. This was a while back, so I think it's fine if I talk about it now. It never really went anywhere, unfortunately. Okay, back to this. Low-key, the structuring looks cool. What for luxuriant? Thank you. The idea is that you're kind of... I'm not done with it just yet, but the idea is that you're like in an underground area. And, you know, this is like a giant pod thing that you like move down from. If you've ever played Resident Evil 2 Remake, it's kind of like that, like little elevator thing that takes you down. Maps, I think, were a massive negative towards the community. Not all of these are bad, but created bad building practices. China Whirlwind Ways. Wait, oh, Wildwood Waterways. Snowy Stronghold. I could see the argument for Snowy Stronghold. Definitely can see it for Splendid China Wall. Whirlwind, or not Whirlwind. Wildwood. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The more I've played Wildwood, the more bland and just boring it's become. Also, hello, Krago.
Oh my god, is that XX Tentacion? Hello, hi, XX Tentacion.
I'd probably say, and I know this is gonna sound a little stupid, but I'd also say something like Cascade Rift. Only for the fact that if a map like Cascade Rift is able to get as popular as it is, like, it really sets the bar just super low, because that map is a lot of mesh spam. I'm sorry, I just don't like that map. Is mid-gen slop? I'm pretty sure it's still broken, and... Hold on, do I have any Evan maps saved? I don't. What about, Briss? Yeah, I have like 4 Piss maps saved. Damn. I think Snowy Stronghold created the mesh spam issue. Sort of. I can see it. But for what it was, I think it was alright. I think it's an alright map, even if it does, you know, create the you know, mesh spam issue like you've mentioned. But no, this is also one of the other big problems that I also have with the community as well. When it pertains to map making, is that so many of the maps nowadays are just not that good. Another map, Calamity Kingdom, Sandstorm Dunes, Normalized Mesh Terrain. I'm pretty sure with the Meekly meshes. Oh yeah. Okay, here's the thing, is that my takes have matured a little bit more when it comes to the consensus of, what is it? When it comes to the consensus of meshes, they are fine as long as they are supporting details. Do not make them gameplay. They do not make them a part of the gameplay or a part of the terrain or anything of those natures. Please, for the love of God, do not do that. Please. Dude is using snap-aparts. Listen, the only thing I'm snapping is your mom's back after I bend her over, buddy. Yeah, you better watch it. You better watch your mouth, buckaroo. Lovely with all the 3032 stuff, bro. Never loaded that one map. Wait, what? I'm trying to remember. What one map was it? Are you talking about the Trumpy map? I don't think I have that saved anymore. I could probably, like, try and find DMs of it, but otherwise, I don't think I have it anymore. I'm not sending a gift to him. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Why does he just spam fucking Sabrina Carpenter? Oh my god. Hold on. Hold on. We might be in luck. Just might. Here it is. Here it is, chat. I don't even think it has an OST. Yeah, this was a map. Initially it was going to be called Lakeshore Mountainside. Let's see here. On the other hand, you can throw something into the CBG community and give it like 5 minutes and it'll come back as a radioactive mauled corpse. Yeah. Hold on. Actually, we're gonna play this map. We're gonna play this map, chat. We're gonna see how bad this map was. Trumpy helped on some of it, but I did like the gameplay. It wasn't really that good, honestly. Looking back at it now, which is kind of why I'm glad a little bit why I just stopped working on it, because it's not really that good. I mean, we could probably pick it up. I don't know. Chat, would you like to see me pick this map back up again? Then you go up here. I low-key like this terrain. He worked on quite a bit of the terrain. I will say, though, that this terrain here was me. He worked on, like, some of the outside terrain, like some of this planks over here, and he also worked, like, where near this tree is. Like, what was it? I think he did, like, this. He did, like, a lot of this inner... He did, like, a lot of this stuff here. I think I did some of the innard stuff here. It's a little claustrophobic. Problem is that it's just that. It's claustrophobic in some spots, and I don't think that's going to make for good gameplay, honestly. But otherwise, that was the idea. But, no, what is it? It's kind of a lost thing now. Me and him aren't working on the map anymore. He really didn't work a whole lot on it anyways. It was mostly just, like, trying to get gameplay done, which is fine. I should emphasize that that's fine. What, Robin? What? What do you want? Did you ever look at Shattering Sands? You mean Shittering Sands? Oh, no, I didn't. Where is it? Is it in, like, Tria, or is it in FE2, or, like, where? Savannah Cascade. 74 stars. But no, what is it? One of the things that pissed me off a little bit, right? Is, like... Hey, Chuddy Boy. So funny, Tria featured. I did not. I'll have to play it at some point. I'm not really akin to Tria's mechanics, though, so I'm gonna be pretty ass. Hi, Divine. Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm not beating that shit anytime soon. I'm not beating TSPMO. But no. What is it? One of the things that I have a problem with when it comes to the FE2 community is how they will oftentimes make, like, some of the most bland and generic maps. Well, I guess it's not really FE2. FE2's fault, more so CBG, is how they will, like, make these maps that are like really bland in terms of their like theme and everything, and just like fucking, or like make maps that are just not that good in terms of gameplay, right? And just make it to where they like become so popular, right? And it's like, bro. Like, come on. But no. Ankh Natron. Okay, that is a. Oops, I accidentally okay, map. That's a Ryleburn map, though. In all fairness, amazing gameplay. Yeah. I haven't played it off too much. Oh. Cool, my screen went black. Oh fuck, dude. Roblox is trying to be nerfed, bruh. But no, like I was saying, there's just maps out there that are just like very just bland, honestly. Generally in a bit of a split right now when it comes to the community, hence why I tend to stay away from it as of now. Because I can't seem to make up my mind. It's like a waste field filled with samey stuff. Dude, I make all my maps in about the same time as that jam or less. I don't like FE2. Yeah, that's fair enough, I suppose. I like to take my time. I mean, obviously so. I'm an adult. I've got adult responsibilities, you know? I mean, it's kind of important that I take care of my shit first before I, you know, worry about, you know, a little funny, you know, Lego game. Walmart. Yeah, it's definitely it. It's also not just college and, you know, taking care of, like, the 13 fucking cats I have in my house as well. And, like, the 6 ducks as well. It's definitely not that either. It's not entirely CBG's fault on that. The highlight system has faltered the overall quality of maps since it tries to fill a quota every 1 to 2 months. Walmart tour got fired. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. It's definitely what happened. But now, what is it? Yeah, that's understandable. One of my big problems, though, that I run into when it comes to the consensus of talking about maps is that a lot of these maps that have gotten highlighted and all of that have also been, like, really overhyped maps as well, right? Or maps that have gotten, you know, hyped to the point where it's kind of like an unavoidable map to, you know, not look over as well. Granted, there could be, as to some of the reason as to why some of these maps do get popular, right? Granted, I will say that I think they do a decent enough job with some highlights, like Moonlight Forest and, what is it? Moonlight Forest is pretty good. Unyielding Dusk was also a pretty good highlight and all that. But Moonlight Forest is so boring. Okay, sure, but it's also a 1.2 easy map. What more do you expect from a 1.2 easy map? I mean, really. That, and I honestly think that it does a pretty good job. Okay, it's still generic. It's good, but very generic. Okay, that's also one of the consensuses that I think, like, I run into when it comes to the community, is that we don't need every map to be, like, the next best thing out there. Now, granted, like, definitely don't make, like, a fucking another snow-themed map. We do not need another snow-themed map. But it's not, like, in terms of, like, a bunch of the, at least other easy maps, it's like, these highlights were garbage. This month's highlights suck. Nah, this month's highlights are pretty decent, I'd say. Unique theme or gameplay? I'd probably pick gameplay because although, you know, well, nah, I'd still pick gameplay, honestly. You can have a really cool looking and unique map and everything, but if the gameplay ain't shit, then honestly, there really isn't a whole lot of a reason to try and come back to playing the map. That map is overrated, but it's at least okay. The others are kind of bad. What, for Moonlight? I actually don't know if Moonlight's... I don't know what Moonlight's highlights are. I know Hovering Enclaves, I think, was a part of it. I guess I'll look at the highlights for that time period. Wasn't a highlight in, like, August or something? No. No. It was June. So you had Moonlight Forest, Hovering Enclave, Strawberry Springs, Frozen Settlement, Duskland, Enigma, and Lost City of Gold. Lost City of Gold is easily the worst here. Dusklands, I'm sorry, Krago. I think it's your weakest highlight. It's not inherently bad or anything, but I think it's just... I don't really know what's going on with the map in terms of the theme and everything. Still a cool map, but just not my immediate, like, go-to. Frozen Settlement, I would probably argue, is the best here. Strawberry Springs, I'd say that's about the middle. I think that's the middle child of the maps. I'd say Moonlight's honestly the second best, and then Hovering's the third. Hovering's definitely good. I still like Sonar, though. Bonnie just saying anything now? Okay, in all fairness, though, not to be mean to Noties or anything like that, because I do think he has... I do think he's a good map maker and everything, but, like, I don't like Venomous Vistas. I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. This map, honestly, is my least favorite Crazy Plus highlight. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just bad. I don't want to say it, but it really isn't that good, honestly. I think it was only picked, and I'm not gonna try and speculate on this because, you know, I don't want to get on the shitty side of anyone in case anyone wants to clip me or anything like that, but honestly, I feel like the map was almost picked just to kind of fill in that Crazy Plus quota, not quota, but like that Crazy Plus spot in terms of like what's gonna be the highlight for, you know, the Crazy Plus for October, right? Now, one of the other things as well, and like I mentioned, I'm not trying to be too bashful on Noties, because I do think that he has the potential to make really good maps and everything. But seasonal bias for October and December is terrible. Honestly, if I'm going to be just completely 100 with you, I think it was really just October and December 24. Like, December 23, we actually had a pretty decent lineup of maps. We had Icy Spires, which is actually, I think, a pretty decent, easy map. Snowswift Goalie, the V1 was pretty ass. V2's not really amazing either, but it's definitely a lot better and a bigger step in the right direction than V1. Forlorn Christmas, which is, I think, pretty good. I personally think it's the best out of all of these, and then Radiating Alpines, which was pretty good for its time. And then, what is it? With December, like... Okay, here's the thing. I think there's only... Well, I guess there's 4 decent picks for December. I can't inherently say that it's all bad all around. But in terms of, like, Snowscape Odyssey, actually, I'd probably say Snowscape's probably on par about Icy Spires. Frostbite, it's decent. I like it. Oh yeah, that's so true. Frostbite is so mid. Sure, but
like, it is so much better than some of the other normal maps. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's so much better than Snowstorm Goalies V1, so, I mean, at least you got that going for it. But, no, what is it? I think we can just all say here that, okay, if you don't like Forlorn Christmas, that's whatever. I think we can all say, definitively speaking, it's much better than Snowy Frost. I'm sorry. That's just the case. Damn. But no, what is it? I think we can just all definitively say that Snowy Frost is like just... It is either the worst or the second worst hard highlight, in my opinion. I think it's really a contender with Cascade Rift. Glacial, I think, is actually decent, and Malfunction of Time, I'm mixed about. On one hand, I like the idea of what it's going for, but on the other, I think it's just way too... Cascade Rift is not that bad. It's that bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cascade is just that bad. If it's not as bad as Snowy Frost, it's definitely a close contentious second place. I'm not trying to say this to bash on Evan. And I'm not trying to say this to, like, create enemies or anything like that, but it really is just that bad in my opinion. But no, what was I saying? Malfunction of Time. I like some of the idea of the map, and I definitely like the idea of the map, but... No, Twilight Park's not the worst map of all time. I think Twilight Park's alright. But, what is it? Malfunction of Time, I like the idea of what it's trying to convey, but some of the gameplay is just not that good, and some of the escapee spots are just horrendous, so it is. No, I honestly do not think it's the case. Malterrace Valley. Okay, Robin, I'm gonna say this respectfully. I don't think you've been around long enough to have experienced some, like, truly horrendous maps. Because we've had maps like Malterrace Valley and Blooming Lagoon V1 when it first came out. Those were truly bad maps. Like, it was kind of a miracle how they got highlighted. You played since 2017? Okay. Then you'll know that Twilight Park is not as bad as... what is it? As something like Malterrace Valley and Blooming Lagoon. I would genuinely say those set the standards low. Twilight Park, I'd actually say, is somewhat decent. Twilight Park shouldn't have been highlighted. It's the worst highlight. No, honestly, you are rage baiting. There's no shot. There genuinely is no shot. I would genuinely say there's no shot. Malterrace Valley's detail was so fucking ass. Actually, let me see. What hard highlights... Or not hard. Crazy highlights were there that were worse. Spectral Hideaway, I'd probably say. Forest is... meh. Eye of the Storm, you can make an argument about. Not Concrete. Concrete's decent. Not Duskland. As much as I'm rather mixed about Duskland, I do think it's, by the end of the day, at the very worst, just kind of forgettable. Oh no, there's just so many other things, Solitary, that you don't know about Blooming Lagoon V1 that's so much bad. There's like, if you press the button and went to the area in order to, like, that was supposed to be a Kankalite True, right? It would take like 5 seconds, even after you arrived, if you were the one pressing the button, to finally become Kankalite True. Yeah, Concrete's pretty good, I'd say. What is it? Abyssal Remnants. Yeah, no, there's no argument about it. No argument about Underworld Castle either. Mirage is pretty good. Casino of Envy's pretty good.
only problem is that there's some kind of weird and funky gameplay, but otherwise it's pretty decent. And then Lighthouse. I mean, it's alright. Twilight's alright. Firewatch is alright. Liminal's honestly probably one of my favorites. Pursuit, I would honestly say Pursuit is worse than Twilight, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Mirage is overrated as fuck. Yeah. Well, okay, here's the thing. Yes, Twilight is not alright. No, I think Twilight's alright. Especially when you have something like Pursuit. Pursuit has better detail. Yeah, that's the part I was talking about, Solitary. Even after you press the button, you have to wait for a while to get there. Anyways, back to what I was doing. No, like, it's that bad. I promise you, Robin, you are just overreacting right now. There are so many other worse maps out there. Trust me, you are overreacting about Twilight Park. It's not that bad. Pursuit is way better visually and isn't a massive disgrace. Yes, they didn't get highlighted, though. And not in fucking 25. Wait, which map are you talking about? Love Firewatch. Yeah, Firewatch is honestly pretty decent. I'd even argue that it's pretty underrated. Even for all the flack that it got all the way back when. But even, I'm gonna say this right now, a lot of the flack that it got all the way back then was just the FE2 community just being stupid. Primarily pro servers. I think that's all I have to say is just pro servers. Honestly. Do I really need to say anything more? It's just pro servers. Firewatch is really, really good. Yeah. It really is, though. That, and I'm also happy that someone like Blue Lucian and Dr. Quartz also got an OST highlighted as well. Truly, I think they're actually pretty underrated. I hope it gets the finished OST. Maybe a bit empty in some parts. Yeah, I mean, okay, here's the thing. Yeah, it's a little empty in some parts, but I mean, not every map's gonna be perfect unless you are, like, Germ, apparently, that just drops bangers and nothing but. Or you're fucking Trollman, okay? Or the Doge, though. Am I the only one here that likes Flooded Studio? Like, I really love the theme and a bit of the gameplay. Flooded Studio's alright. I like the theme, I just think that the gameplay's really outdated. I want to go out of my way to say that I love the map or anything, but I like it. What was I gonna do? Firewatch. Of course, I don't have it saved. Oh yeah, I think it's because I got rid of all of my, like, map highlights stuff. 3R3/CE. It has Rumiko's older gameplay style, though. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad, it's just really cramped and claustrophobic. That's really the only, like, sin it commits, is that it's just a very claustrophobic map. But no, I do think that Cobalt and Camo Dev definitely did a really good job with remaking the map. I do know, what was it? It was like Finn and Angel, Azu, or I think it's Azo Dumpling. I'm pretty sure it was Voidesk's friend, right? Made a remake a while back of the map. And that one's also pretty decent as well. But I really like how Cobalt and Camo were able to kind of, like,
make a map that kind of feels like not only just more like older Poisonous Chasm kind of maps, but also something that's kind of modernized, a kind of mixed blend, as well as also feeling like a Coolzack map. This does feel like something that Coolzack would probably post nowadays. We get over here. I think I'm dead because of that. Whatever. I really like how they were able to entail that kind of, like, feel to it. It feels like rustic jungle a bit, right? I'm not saying that in a bad way. I genuinely like rustic jungle. I think it's a good map.
Oop. End of the Line is one of my faves. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not like End of the Line, gameplay-wise at least. I like the idea of it, and I actually really adore the, like, thing it's going for. People hate on it because they suck. Yeah, that's fair enough. And if the line is forward, to remove it. Bottom 3 crazy maps. Yeah, that's kind of in my consensus. I'm sorry. It's definitely a really cool theme and everything, but there just needs to be better gameplay, honestly, for it to be, like, any higher for me. Otherwise, this map is really lacking. I'm sorry. Sorry, you're not a Sigma. Yeah, Robin, you little weirdo, you little sussy peeper. You need to stop being a hater. You're not getting my $19 Fortnite card.
No more Fortnite. No more.
The concept behind End of the Line is nice, but it's a bit jank, and I wouldn't say it's one of the worst highlights. No, I definitely wouldn't say it's one of the worst. In terms of crazy highlights, though, I would say that it's, like, one of them. I'd probably say Spectral Hideaway is the worst crazy highlight, in my opinion. But gameplay-wise, it's definitely going over to End of the Line, honestly. Because for as much as I think Spectral Hideaway really sucks because of the, like, just lack of detail, and kind of the more not generic, I want to say, but kind of the more just meh, like, detail, where it feels a little spammy, it at least has decent enough gameplay, albeit some parts don't fit. Y'all low-key just can't play jank. I love Lumi. Okay, that's where I'm gonna cut you off. Lumi's, at least second half of Lumi is, I'm sorry, just garbage. I don't like it. I like the first half. I think it's definitely good, but second half of Luminance, no, it's not good. Not the worst, but to say that it's good, you'd be lying to yourself, I think. I don't mind to jank as long as it's not a bunch of bullshit. Every time I play this map, I wake up to some bullshit. Lumi feels like it was super buff just to be hard. So, the funny thing about that, and I don't know how many of you guys know about this, but initially Luminance was supposed to be, like, so much harder, and then Coolzack had to get, he had to contact, Blindy and tell him to nerf the map, I'm pretty sure. I like it until you get to the second half where everybody else is dead and there's nobody to help press buttons. It makes me want to rip my eyes out. According to Coolzack, Lumi was apparently way harder, like 6.8 specifically. Yeah, I imagine it was going to be somewhere around the 6.8 mark. As far as that's what I've heard. Oh yeah, no, it was harder. It was harder, Dylan.
Okay, here's one of the other things as well. I understand why it got rid of its luminance. It's not a 6.8. I wouldn't say it's a 6.8, but I wouldn't say it's a 6.6 either. I'd say it's about mid 6.7 if anything. First half is definitely easy enough, but there is just some gameplay that is just... It makes me bawl.
People have lots of opinions when it comes to our bodies, our shapes, and how we dress. Since when is it anyone's business but yours? Ask your
Also, this is just... This is one of the other problems that really comes in mind when we're talking about 6.8s, is that most of the time they're not going to be good. Like, there's a very, very, very good reason why we have stopped at the 6.7 line when it comes to CM perms, and why we have stopped at the 6.6 line, because a lot of these 6.8s are not good. I'd probably say the most highlightable high-end Crazy Plus, high-end being like 6.8 and 6.9, is Scorching Savannah V2. Ancestral is harder than Lumi, though? I mean, of course it is. It's a 6.8. That's the problem, is it's a 6.8. Luminance is a 6.6. We all know that's not true, but we all... I think it's a little bit of a stretch to go out and say that it's a 6.8. Or I could maybe see the argument for very low baseline 6.8, but I think generally speaking it's about mid 6.7. For me, Ancestral just... The gameplay is so uncomfortable to play. Yeah. I need to play that map. Hold on, I need to play the Arctic map. I was playing it a little bit, but I never got around to, like, getting past the first room. There's this one map that Croons made an OST for, like, after Conductive Quarry and Violet Venom Falls. I'm trying to remember the name of it. That one I could probably see getting highlighted as one of the first 6.8s. It's pretty simple enough. Oh, where you go. If this gets highlighted, I'm deleting all of my accounts. Honestly, I would rather just see Scorching Savannah V2 highlighted than all of them. Like, yeah, you can say, oh, it's Noomlick Glaze and all that, but honestly, like, there's a reason why he gets glazed in the first place. He's like IGN. There's just a little bit of something for everyone. Oh, you gotta go over there. Okay, whatever. Why is that rising? Now, in terms of 6.9s, I'd probably say Obsolete Manufacturing Site would probably be the best argument here for being the best. Because it's either that, or Content Deleted, or Geothermal Collapse. And as cool as I think Content Deleted is, I'm not too sure about it being Highlight. I'd have to play the unbuffed version. I'd have to play the unbuffed nerfed version. I was there for when it was highlighted. And I think this is one of the big problems that came into mind when we're talking about Crazy Pluses, right? Is that we really had a bad ball drop for starting off with Crazy Pluses. We had RJ, which was a 6.5 during the time because of that one fucking wall jump. Or not wall jump. Long jump. That was so inconsistent. It was unreal. And then, like, a week or two afterwards, we got HA. Like, I don't really need to be the one to tell you, But, AJ... It's during its highlight, it was a fucking nightmare. Definitely a very beautiful map, but oh my god. The pacing, it just needed to get nerfed. And it would be, honestly, one of the most perfect Crazy Plus highlights, honestly. AJ was so, like, ahead of its time, though. Yeah. I was one of the people that was like, yeah, let's get HA into the map, or into the game, right? Or, I was one of those guys that was asking for it to be permanent, and I'm glad that we got the highlighted version of it, but honestly, with the new wall jump, or not wall jump, but with the new jump power that we have, it honestly just makes HA so trivial, honestly. What I would have done if I was Coolzak would be like, hey, can you nerf AJ's pacing just a little bit? That way, especially during, like, what was it, that one, like, section, it's like the button, and then you have to do, like, the wraparound area, and then you have to get on that platform and do the wraparound on the giant wall. I'd say nerf that area, and you're set, essentially, for, you know, the perfect highlight. I feel like Sub-Zero Sphere should have just been the first permanent Crazy Plus. Yeah, honestly, that's fair enough. Rustic Jungle's definitely really good and everything because, you know, Maynell and Nivola came back for one last final time for, you know, making the OST and everything. But yeah, I would have definitely considered it for... If it wasn't going to be the permanent, I would have considered it for the first highlight. Nah, I say that Rustic Jungle's a 6.3. The only issue with Rustic Jungle and why it was a 6.5 was because it was truly just that one long jump at the beginning just being super inconsistent. That was truly the only issue with it. Otherwise, like, the rest of the map's modestly pretty tame compared to it all. It really was just that one long jump. What was it? I was arguing for the longest time, though, or I was arguing before we got, you know, RJ into the game that Deserted Heights would be the first Crazy Plus. I'm glad that we didn't, though. I'm glad we didn't get that as the first Crazy Plus. It's definitely a good map, but it's, like, not... like... It's not that good. I'm still shit at RJ. I'm rather consistent with RJ. I'd actually say it's probably my most consistent Crazy Plus. Or, at least base... Obviously base perm-wise. I'd say my most consistent Crazy Plus is probably Wildwood Waterways, but I mean, that map is super easy. Yes, more consistent than Mom. I don't like Mom, and I try to actively avoid playing Mom because it's just 2 minutes and like 45 seconds of just kind of just turning your brain off, honestly. Mom, if I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not trying to, you know, downplay Smokey or anything, because I do think he's a good map maker and everything, but honestly, it is really just... It is just not that fun of a map or enticing enough of a map for me to be like, oh yeah, this is a really amazing map. And honestly, looking at it now, CMA is kind of the same way. CMA is just really monotone in terms of its colors up until you get to the blue orb. Otherwise, it's just a lot of grays. I still think it's definitely one of the best highlights of all time, but honestly, it's just not that good. CMA is legit getting so boring. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what happens when you have a community that just does nothing but vote for, you know, the higher-end Crazy Plus maps for, like, the majority of the fucking time. Especially with something like Whirlwind. Whirlwind got boring, CMA got boring. Honestly, I think the best Crazy Plus now is Forsaken Foundry, if you ask me. I really love that map, and I've come around to try and beat Nuclear Blizzard, or at least try and get around to you know, trying to beat it. And honestly, I really like that map as well. I really like the tower. It's actually pretty fun in first person. But no, I honestly think Forsaken Foundry is just the best, honestly. CMA is... Well, my favorite Crazy Plus is Grumbling. I've played it countless times and I've never gotten bored of it. I need to get around to beating Grumbling. I'm rather just indifferent about Grumbling, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's definitely not the worst Noomlick highlight. It's not his best either. I'd say it's even... No, I'd actually say it's about middle ground in terms of his Crazy Pluses. He has like 5, right? He has LCOG, SCS... Hold on, actually, I will say the tower part, at least the first part, is like actually pretty decent. I honestly couldn't tell you what my most favorite Crazy Plus is if we're talking about just community maps. There's quite a few of them out there that are pretty decent. For the longest time, it was like Wrecked Wasteland. I was like always rooting for that map, but now it's my map. Courthouse Overflow. Yeah, take that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'd probably say, if we're talking just about, like, Crazy Pluses in, like, CM, it's hard. That's a hard one to pick. I'm scrolling through the list right now to see which ones can ring a bell. Maelstrom's pretty good, I'd say. Jungle Inferno would definitely be up there if it just nerfed some of the pacing areas. Tempest is alright, I think. Let me see here, actually. I'm not gonna say Maelstrom, just because it's, like... It's definitely good, but I don't think it's, like, that good. I'd probably say... Actually, let me see if I don't have any saved here. I honestly can't think of as many. There's like so many good options out there. Jungle Overgrowth, you know, if Azu wasn't a fucking idiot, I'd say Jungle Overgrowth would have definitely been a good one to get highlighted. I could maybe see Sugar Sovereign getting highlighted. Twisted Heaven's pretty decent. But it said LCOG Classic, honestly, that's one of my nostalgia things for it. Rigger Jungle is actually pretty good as well, I'd say. Maelstrom cannot get highlighted. Yeah, that is... It's unfortunate. I definitely understand, and I wasn't expecting it to get highlighted, honestly. Yeah, Rigger Jungle is really good. I'm honestly really surprised it hasn't been highlighted yet. What are you doing? We're talking about the best Crazy Pluses. At least in CM. Is this a sleep stream? No, it's not a sleep stream. Toxinometer. What? No way. It's Toxin. If Rigger wasn't insanely cramped, then yeah, I think it'd be a really good highlight. It's not that cramped. Of course, I don't have the map saved. Why would I ever? Why? Why would I ever have any of these maps saved, dude? Ugh! Actually, guys, the best
Crazy Plus map is my new upcoming map, Disintegration Loop. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, we're gonna ignore that chat. Dead Woods is pretty good, but that intro cutscene is so boring, like 8 seconds to wait and then I can play the map. Yeah, honestly, that really killed, like, anything that I wanted to do with the map, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't really want to play the map. Actually, you know what? I guess now is the time, I guess, to showcase, like, what Disintegration Loop is all about. I'm gonna just let it be known that right now it's on a hold until I either get done with all my other maps or until I decide that it's time to pick it back up. So, you wouldn't be able to move. I would need to, you know, get some stuff in. Right? And then you go over here. I put this here. This jump used to be so much more annoying. Don't know how I didn't make that. Whatever. I was also planning on, because I know a lot of people were talking about, like, how Lost Woods was kind of boring and whatever, right? I tried and made it, like, a Crazy Plus. Or close to, right? This jump I'm not really, or that button I'm not a big fan of, honestly. I honestly didn't know what to do for the dark side part, so I just decided, hey, you might want to, like, get a little transition part here and make it to where it's, like, very difficult. So, like, right here is where the lava would start rising, right? And this was supposed to be like Oriental Groves part, and it was supposed to kind of have like a little bit of a mixture of Lost and Desert. And then this was going to be Cave System. What about Sedimentary Outpost? I think that one would be good. Isn't the OST done? I swear I heard it like 2 months ago. You should have a random ass no light appearance in Disintegration Loop. Maybe. The idea was that it was going to be base perms. And considering that, you know, no light's not a base perm, it's kind of like, you know. I hope they release a new normal perm next. That'd be cool, honestly. We haven't gotten one in, like, what, 3 years? No, we got Classic Canyon, like, 7 months ago. One that isn't a collab perm. If that's the case, yeah. That would have been Northern Mill, which was a reskin of Northern Workshop. Well, modernized as well. Actually, I'm pretty sure I was there when I'm pretty sure I was in like a VC with Adler or Disney when he was working on it. All the way back when, I think it was like January? No, it was like December of 22. Normal still deserves more love, in my opinion. Dude, Normal has a lot of love. If you want to talk about any difficulty that deserves love, it's honestly hard. Like, hard is often shit on, and, you know, for a decent reason. Like, a lot of the hard base perm maps, at least, are pretty dog shit. And they house, like, literally some of the worst maps just in the entire game, even if you... Hard is fine, what do you mean? No, not really. I mean, okay, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at this for a second, right? If we go to hard, Lava Tower, who's out here saying, yeah, Lava Tower's my most favorite map, right? Crystal Caverns is often considered one of the worst. Snowy Peaks is often considered one of the worst. Darkside Forest is not really, like, well-liked. It's often forgotten. Graveyard Cliffside is only liked because of its OST. Wild Savannah's meh. I like Lava Tower as well, but you're not going to sit here and say that it's, like, one of your most favorites compared to, like, a bunch of other maps and different difficulties. Sedimentary Temple is
decently liked. Fallen Classic is just one of the most hated maps. And then after that, it's like Sunken Citadel, Relic Valley. Okay, they're pretty decent. Some people don't like Relic Valley's OST, but that's whatever. Poisonous Forest, alright. It's alright. Toxic Woods, people don't like it because it's just a reskin of Poisonous Forest. I've seen people say that they don't like Darkside Forest before. Forlorn Christmas, okay, people like that. Despotic Ruins, people like that as well, right? And then it's like, go into normal. People like cave, or not cave system. People don't like cave system. They like infiltration. There's some things that they could update, but as far as I've heard, people like it. Cave system, I have heard, yeah, that one's bad. People forget about Forlorn. Yeah, well, it's a seasonal map. Flood Island is like literally, it was for the longest time like the icon of FE2 until we got like Darkside Facility. Oriental Grove is kind of forgettable. Sky Sanctuary is kind of forgettable. Decrepit Seas honestly is pretty ass. And Northern Workshop is pretty well liked. The only normal maps I only really want to play is Fall Equinox and Classic Canyon. Actually, I could probably see the argument as to why people don't like normal either. Also, for me, I would personally say, whenever I play normal, I normally look for Construction Thrill and Northern Mill and Classic Canyon. Those are like the big three. Fall Equinox is alright, but I'm not like the biggest fan of it. Normal had better maps on average than hard, in my opinion. Well, yeah, that, and also, like, okay. If we're talking about some of the worst maps in the game, like top 5 worst, cave systems here, right? But otherwise, the rest is essentially up to subjection about the rest of the list. You might make the argument that Decrepit Seas might be up there, or at least might be in top 10, but really, it's up to subjection. The rest, and maybe Forgotten Tombs, but otherwise, like, the rest, they're pretty well received. You have Crystal Caverns, Snowy Peaks, Graveyard Cliffside, and Fallen Classic. All are often, especially Fallen Classic, are often considered some of the worst, as well as Crystal Caverns. Some of the only... Mysterium? Mysterium's not really that bad. At least as far as I've seen. I've seen people say, like, yeah, some people don't like Mysterium, but I've also, like, heard mostly that it's just kind of a more forgettable map. And not, like, offensively bad. To the likes of something like, you know, Relic Valley. Or not Relic Valley, I'm sorry. To, like, Crystal Caverns and Fallen Classic. People like Relic Valley. I think it's one of the better ones. New Roblox update dropped. There's no shot. Hold on, wait. If I leave... Bullshit. Bullshit. What the fuck? Okay, I don't want to join into any of these guys' games. I would like to see Space Elephant make a permanent map. Honestly, I only like playing, like, 2 to 3 maps from each difficulty. That's fair enough. I'd like to see Space Elephant get one, yeah. I think one I'd like to see get a little bit more is probably Trollman, honestly. Like, I genuinely think Trollman would be a really good map maker. Like, base game map maker. Trollman and Space are goated. They truly are.
Nah, they need to make me a permanent. They need to make me a permanent. They need to make me.
I don't care actually if I do or don't. It'd be cool, but I wouldn't mind either or. I'm just in it to see the community and see my friends, you know, win. That and to also just have a good time as well. I'm in it for, you know, having a good time as well. The only permanent thing that you're getting is a receding hairline. And your mama. Listen, girls, they're gonna love this receding hairline. They're gonna want to slick my hair and touch my hair and everything, so... It's just facts. So, yeah, sure, you can say whatever you want, but guess what? I'm still so much cooler than you. I'm just like that. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back real quick, chat. Okay, I am back, chat. No, you're not going, hey. Bro's forehead could have been the destination for the space race. Nah. You can say that, but I can also say that about your mom's big, fat, succulent ass. Get that ass bang. I'm sorry, I've been watching too much Low Tier God. I'm sorry. Forgive me, chat. Don't ever come into my motherfucking streams every weekend talking about all that bullshit about me. Blood ain't packing nobody. Listen, you just don't understand how this works, okay? Girls love short kings like me. So just him. Yo, bruh. That's his mom, dude. I know, bruh. What's he gonna do about it? He's gonna cry to his mommy? Is that what he's gonna do? He's gonna cry to his mommy? Well, guess what? I'm already with his mom right now. He ain't gonna cry to shit.
Or weirdburpecult.com
Buddy.
for your weird burpee cult. Whatever your dream.
What the fuck are these ads? I don't care. I don't care about your stupid ads. Get out of here. No. Like I said already, I'm super sorry. We accept my apology. How tall are you? 9'11"? Okay, bro. Okay. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bro is not funny. Not funny. 9/11 jokes in the big 26, bro. Nah, I just need to hold out hope. That's all, chat. That's all I need to do. I need to hold out hope for getting quote-unquote highlighted, because if, let's be real here, if X-Cyber is able to get highlighted again, I can get highlighted. And that would be so peak if we got the bony highlight. Let's be real here, everyone. Johnny, can you add Subway Surfers? No. I do not listen. Why are you lying? Bro, I'm not lying. Don't worry, Phony, I'll make a map and add you to credits so you can get highlighted, I guess. No, that's cheating. That's cheating. But for real, though, I really do not care about highlights. Like, there was a time where I was like, okay, let's be real here. There's a halfway motivation for making some maps. Like, yes, for me, it's like, yeah, I make maps, obviously, to, you know, for the fun of it and everything, right? But also some of it is, naturally speaking, like, yeah, there's the chance of, you know, being able to get highlighted or recognized for Map of the Week. And honestly, if I'm recognized for Map of the Week, I'm happy with that, honestly. I'm fine with that. More so, I'll be euphoric if I do get, you know, highlighted. But it's not like one of those things where it's like, I'm just like, whatever. It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not expecting it. I'll be happy if I get it. It's not expected. I mean, it shouldn't be, honestly. But there are some people that I know, Cyber, that that must have been a win, guys. I'm sorry. That do a lot of map making for just purely off the fact that he could get highlighted. Wait, did you actually? There's no shot. There's no shot, boy. Yeah, you didn't. You little coward. You liar. You little fucking rat. You little liar. You little dirty shit stain. You lied to me. Why you lie to me, Ultimate? But no, regardless of what I'm saying, though, I'm just happy that highlights are a thing. I just said I will. Nobody said I did it. You just told me. Okay, whatever. That's it. I'm texting your mom right now. Texting mom right now. Texting
Does it
her.
ever feel like you're a marketing professional?
Alright,
just
she's gonna be coming over to my house here in a little bit. I'll have to
with LinkedIn ads, you can
end
know your
live stream once
decision
Ultimate's
makers.
mom
Network
comes over to my
advertising
house
will
in a little
You can
bit.
even target buyers
No,
by
I'm
job
kidding.
title, industry, company,
I'm sorry.
seniority, skills, and did
I'm
I
just
say
lowballing
job
it
title?
today.
See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads.
I have 2
Spend
deaths, by the way.
$250 on your
Enjoy.
first campaign and get a free
Hello
$250
there.
credit for the next one. Get started
I'm
at
sorry.
LinkedIn.com
I don't mean to like that, by the way. I don't
Terms
mean to
and
like that.
conditions apply.
Wait, hold on. That makes me sound homophobic. I'm sorry. I don't mean to like that. I don't mean to like that. Sure. Song of my week. Wildwood Cherryways. Map of the day. Perilia's Canals. Gusty Golflands. Sunlight Hollow. Card right into Ace.
Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This will be a special one as I've made my own song for this map, so you'll hear me singing in the background while I play. Let's go!
Okay, bro. Okay, I'm not watching this anymore.
Since I already explained
I'm not watching this anymore.
defeated, it's not
No, I don't. Okay, we're putting that on pause. I'm sorry, guys. This is a guy it's a developer that examines part software and his DRM analysis code things. I saw it and I'm like, oh, this is cool and interesting. Lol, cancelled. I don't have 2 dads, but cancelled. Voni, check DMs. Long story short, it's over. Oh god, watch all of them please in order of upload. Is that your new voice? I'm crying. What the fuck is this? Is that? No, it's like I mentioned, it's this. I have a few YouTube videos off to the side. Because whenever I get done doing, you know, live streaming and all that, I like to watch my YouTube and do my things. Because I'm just a based motherfucking Giga Chat like that. No, the map video. Oh, that was Ace's video. Hold on, let me find that real quick.
Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This will be a special one as I've made my own song for this map, so you'll hear me singing in the background while I play.
How's your day, the
Let's go.
Bony? It is good. It is a pretty good day today. Here, so that people can hear it. Wow, it doesn't even play the fucking thing for... It doesn't even play the captions for this. This is Mutus, bruh. Mutus is shit.
Hello guys, welcome back.
Okay, whatever. We're gonna do Cherry
Hey guys, my sore throat is
Seashore.
so my voice might sound different.
Why is Craigo playing?
Collaboration with Mr. Hyper Obodo.
Okay, collab with Mr. Hyper.
Rating this awesome
Wait, who's this
Starting
guy?
with gameplay, it is very enjoyable, fun, and enjoyable. The different mechanics are used well. These zip lines are fabulous. The detailing is genuinely
What is this?
one of the best things I've ever seen. Way
Why
better
did I
than
join to
anything
this?
Cheap Sheet could make.
You join into P.
Come on, just look at this awesome zipline cutscene. It's like the map is taking you through a wonderful exploration. A slightly jungleless one.
The slightly jungleless one.
It still has some...
What the fuck? There's a third voice now.
Okay, so about the BGM, I think it's pretty cool, and that's about it.
This map looks pretty fucking what?
This Grand Pacer test is a multi-stage...
Oh my god, this guy has a fucking mouth of a sailor. Holy.
20-meter pacer height that will begin in 30 seconds.
Oh my god.
Having the running speed start slowly.
Why am I playing with Ace? I don't know. You asked me that.
A sing lap should be completed every time you hear the sound. Dig. Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete a lap before the sound, the test is over. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready, start, ding.
Is this Bobo's first map? I have no idea, honestly. Alright, what's the Pirelli's Canals one?
Hey guys, it's me, Ace. Today I will be rating Map of the Day, Perilous Canals. Starting off
Not
with the
this
detailing.
AI
I
voice.
didn't beat the original, but I can say that
Why
this
is the
really
video
fixed the
so
first version's
slow?
biggest flaw, the amount of unnecessary decorations. The decoration feels somewhat forced in quite a few places, and I think simply removing some decorations could make the map look better. Whatever that means, I wouldn't know. What should I rate the detailing?
Why is he moaning in my ear, bruh?
67325
Punk.
out of 10. Magnificent. Next we have
Wait,
the
what did he
gameplay.
say it was?
25 out of 10. Oh, I got it. 2.67325 out of 10. Magnificent. Next,
Wait.
2.67325 out of 10. Oh, I got it. 2.67325
You heard that, chat? You heard that? I winded it back 3 times.
out of 10. Magnificent.
Yes, chat.
Next, we have the gameplay. Trigger warning, furries. What the actual
What the fuck?
Who the fuck made this gameplay? Whoever it was better fess up right this fucking instant, or else I will fucking delete your fucking map off this fucking game. Wait, let me check the credits on the map. You, Nathan Sheep. Fuck you, Nathan Sheep. Release one more map and I'll release your unidentified body parts into the North Sea.
What?
Sorry, my finger slipped. Anyway, what was I saying?
What?
Oh yeah, the gameplay is kind of bad. It is very unsight-readable and not fun. Also, can we talk about the wannabe tower?
There.
Why is there a tall-ass dam between two haystack-looking ass mountains? Literally, who designed this map? Gameplay 9 out of 11. Atrocious.
OST 0 out of 3.
Are we done?
Final verdict. S+++.
S+++. Awesome. Can we go back to what we were doing before, chat? Please. The frame rate is getting worse the longer the video goes on. No, watch the rest. No, we're not watching the rest. We're not doing that. You need the lore, bro? Oh my god, fine. We'll watch more, I suppose. Because you guys are so hyper-fixated on this now.
Hey guys, it's me, Ace.
Okay, here we go. Sunlight Hollow.
Hey guys, I don't have much time. Let's rate this map. It is called
Wait,
Sunlight Hollow. Guys, I don't have much time.
Hold on.
Let's rate this map. It is called Sunlight Hollow. The first thing I want to mention, who left their clock on top of my screen? Get it off, bro.
Get it off,
Anyway,
bro.
Starting with the detail, it is beautiful. The atmosphere is scenically beguiling and divine. The graceful details in every nook and cranny really elevate the utmost exquisite scenery of the map. I cannot fathom how drop-dead gorgeous and magnificent everything looks. Props to you, Toxin. The lighting also radiates pulchritudinity. Better than anything Ultim XT could ever make.
Ha ha ha, take
My
that
matter
ultimate.
to- Now the main problem comes here. This area is a one-to-one copy of Checkmate Chambers. No creativity. How could you copy Nathan Sheep's map? Whatever, I'll let it slide because no one gives a fuck about that kid. Bro, hurry
Yeah,
up.
whatever happened to Nathan Sheep?
Chugga, 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 ching chong choo choo.
What?
Okay, so gameplay. I rate it 6%. Now, since this map does not have an OST, I do not care. Enjoy the rest
Okay.
of the gameplay.
Since his map does not have an OST. Okay, bro. Okay.
Final verdict. S++++++++.
S plus 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 plus
Hey guys, it's me Ace, and today I will be reviewing Map of the Day, gusty Gulf lands. To start off, the detailing is very beautiful. The islands are well made and build a good atmosphere. The wooden structures and golf references indicate the theme of the map well. The lighting looks spectacular. Map needs more plants though. 8 out of 10. I'm personally not a fan of the gameplay because it isn't sight readable. I had to do multiple attempts to win, which is pretty bad for an easy map. Like, what is this jump? And why is the flood acid? Like, are you stupid? No recovery either. Also, these flying rocks are confusing. Okay, let's get back on track. These dumbass trees are blocking my camera. I like this zip line though.
Bro.
Very lengthy, very spacious. Fuck you, rescue escapee. Oh, never mind, I take back what I said. The location is trash though. Gameplay, 4 out of 10. Now as for the OST, it is magnificent. I don't know what is blessing my ears, but I need more this instant. This is almost as good as Central Mass Array and Whirlwind Wasteland OST. Dude who put this fucking waterfall here, kill yourself, kid.
Whoa!
Okay,
I
so
wish
as
Ace
I
was
saying,
famous.
the OST
Yeah, on
like,
God,
what the
bruh.
fucking fuck shit? Bullshit? Fuck? OST, 10 out of 10.
Okay, bro.
Map rating, B-.
Chugga 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 choo choo. Okay, I wonder what this one's gonna be like.
Hey guys, I'm finally back after a long vacation in Greenland. Today
Ace is
I'm going to be
space.
rating this amazing map made by Bobino Pepino 209. Starting with the detailing. Absolutely stunning! Clearly only the best textures
Jesus.
were used in the making of this map, and it definitely shows in the overall experience. Now I could go into more detail, but I don't think that's necessary, as I think the rating speaks for itself. Detailing, 10 out of 10.
You should have said
Next,
1
we're
out of
gonna move
10.
on to the gameplay.
Or 2 out of 10, that would have been
It's
funny.
pretty fun, but has some odd areas, and unfortunately... Holy shit, what the fuck? What just happened? Anyway, so as I was saying, unfortunately I couldn't jump in the map, so please fix that. No other complaints, really, so I think
please
it
fix
scores
that.
well. Gameplay. 9 out of 11. Onto the OST.
Okay, bro. This is the second 9/11 joke.
Really, 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 love it, love it, love it, love it,
Okay, bro.
love it.
Okay, bro.
Hey guys, I'm finally back after a long vacation in Greenland. Today I'm going to be rating this amazing
He
map
did
by
this just the
Bobino
beginning of the
Pepino
video.
209. Starting with the detailing. Yep. Wait.
Bro.
Yep. Next, we're going to move on to the OST.
What the fuck was that sound?
Bye.
Okay. That was amazing. I absolutely love that. Don't ever show me that again, bro. Nah, I'm kidding. That was funny. That was funny. I rated chugga 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 choo choo. Bonnie, look up in chat. Yeah, I saw. I saw what fucking stupid Robin said. 'Cause he thinks he's so funny. You think you're so funny, Robin? Okay, bro. Stop spamming. I just hit the jackpot, Solitary. I swear to God. You're such an idiot, Solitary. Bro, you blind? Not the old version. Wow, you got the whole joke. Congrats, Solitary. What is this jump? I wish Ace was famous. Ace is based. 9/11. They hit the second tower. Hey, what? For real. It's Ace. It's Ace. Don't call me a fucking goon boy, bruh. That's a funny name. Okay, we're gonna move on to Conduct of Corey's OST. We all love this OST, right, guys? Evil the Phony, Fat Burger. You know, since you want to joke about how the second tower was hit, how about we talk about the second IKEA that was hit? How about that, Robin? Livoni, have you ever listened to Oh No 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 Funk? Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't think I wanna. Okay. Just this one time. Just this one time. Just this one time, chat. They hit the Pentagon. Okay, I'm not listening to this anymore. I think I got AIDS by listening to that. Holy. They hit the courthouse overflow. No! Damn, we've been streaming for over 2 hours now. I need you goobers to listen up to me right now. I need you to subscribe to me if you haven't, because if you don't, then you might just get banged. Two hours more than what we needed. Unsubbing. Fuck you, Robin! You little shithead. Robin, you're so funny. Wish you had a super chat so I could send you Le Grand. Yeah. I wish I did too. I accidentally joined a PC. I don't want to listen to this. Listen to the rain, formerly known as Purple. I feel like we are all unsubbing. Wow. That is so unkind of you and so unbased of you. If you unsub, then you are a little broke beta. Yeah, that's right. You better resub to me, or else I may just lose it. You guys got lucky there. My alpha sigma maleness almost left. Bunny is the reaction master, Walmart employee. Thank you. I'm really good at reacting to things, chat. What is this big music? Holy Walmart taste. Fuck you! The rain formerly known as Purple is so good. Robin, or not Robin, Solitary. Well, you might as well both be the same thing. You're both from the fucking Europe. Okay, bro. It's just Steel Surge. It's just fucking Steel Surge. Okay. America boy. Walmart taste. Fuck you, Robin. You know, I don't want to hear from you, you little fucking
You little fucking Swedish meatball. Yeah, I said it. You gonna cry? Like a little bitch now, Robin? You gonna cry? Wah wah. Oh my god, it's like that one Luigi meme where it's like, no! Oh no! Wait, hold on, let me see if I can. Actually, can I log on to Instagram from here? Wait, hold on. .com. Because it's actually kind of funny. Hold on. I'm trying to log in so I can show it, but I can't because apparently my fucking information doesn't exist. Listen to real music. Listen to... I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening to that. That sounds like trash. Stop hitting my DMs, dude. While I'm trying to type this stuff in. Okay, I guess I can't find it. Well, fuck me then, I suppose. Stop sending me. Bro, stop sending me still search. It has over 100 million. I don't care. You guys are dicks, you know that? Can you start holding tab while rotating apart? Ooh, I didn't know about this. It's actually kind of cool. Hold on, if I can... That's actually really nice. Thank you, Craigo. I didn't even know about that. That's nice. Oh god. Bro, what is that image, Robin? Ain't no way. I gotta show that on... No, I can't show it on stream. I can't. I have to lock in. Chat. Hey chat, what do you think about this? What do you think about that, chat? Wait, did it show on stream? Yeah, it did. Okay. Oh god. His mom pays me to be his friend. Okay. I think that's enough for today, and the chat does not care.
Can you... Is that Tung Tung... Robin, I'm gonna have to crash out. I'm gonna crash out, Robin, if you keep talking about that stupid Tung Tung Sahur. What the fuck? Okay, wait, hold on. Why is it like this? Bruh, okay, whatever. Harp, blarp, blarp, Sahur is crazy work. Bro can't build. Shut your bitch ass up, Robin. What is the sun? Me fucking your mom. How about that? Boney, have you heard of what plugin is? Yeah, I've heard of it. Ugly ass AI face. Why do you do this shit manually? This Krago just taught me, okay? Can you guys stop being a bunch of little crybaby broke-back bitches, please, and let me do whatever the fuck I want? It's my map, buddy. It's literally like just small detail as well. It's not even like big detail. Son, we do not care. My mom is 49 years old. Do you think I care, Robin? Do you think I give a fuck? Do you think I care? No. No. What does LARP even mean? Yeah, what is bro on about? Bro's on to nothing. How far has... Wait, hold on. How far has he gotten in Flopdoodle? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about whatever stupid fucking toy this is. What toy is that?
Did you know that all of the new dynamic faces released today? Does that mean my Roblox avatar has a dynamic face? What do you mean? Talk about Beach City. Beach City is definitely not a slop map. Hashtag stop the slop goes hard, to be honest. Yes, Ajax. That is why we need to start this movement and purge Flood Escape 2 community maps of the slop maps.
Oh shit, he beat it, apparently. Okay, cool. You mean lapis lazuli? When my baby comes out with no limbs and 6 chronic illnesses, but that just means I can farm TikTok gifs on live. That's crazy work. That's crazy. That is so crazy. The LARPy? These damn new gens just find new terms to make up nowadays. What kind of bullshit is these new gens on about, bro? Say, bro, why don't you want to set my friend request, bro? You want to be my friend? Say, bro, why don't you set my friend request, bro? You want to be my friend? Disney adults when the phony adds a hidden Mickey in his mouth. They're gonna go crazy. They're gonna go nuts. They're gonna go ape shit. They're gonna look like those two Wojaks that are pointing back. I'm honestly hungry. I might make myself some hot dogs here in a little bit. No, but for real though, I'm gonna get a light on in here. It's starting to become dark out. For real though, I was thinking about doing a live stream where I did music. That or Blender. But yeah, no, I was thinking about doing music composition as a, like, live stream thing. This could be really good with a bit of changes, and if you weren't so bad, can you see the video I sent you in DMs? It's the video. Yeah, I saw it. It looks really good. I'm gonna need to get my practice in with it. Right now, I just kind of want to do, like, this stuff here. Also, fuck you, Robin. My map looks just fine right now. You're just being a bitch-ass hater. You're a little punk-ass baby. Little fucking wawa-ass baby over here. Actually, the map is really fine. You're cooking, Mr. Boney. Thank you, Prego. Since Robin doesn't want to admit it because he is a jealous-ass hater. Oh, God. The voting when you dare mutter about making a subsurface abyss V2. Yeah, essentially. Don't ask me about Subsurface V2. It's not coming anytime soon, bro. It will come when it comes. That's all I have to say. Can you press Control Shift Escape and go to users for research purposes? Yeah, I'm not doing all that. I ain't doing all that. The heart emoji, okay. Okay, Robin. Make a zipline at the escapee point so people don't have to backtrack because that seems too long for a journey for an escapee. Oh my god, you guys are a bunch of fucking babies, dude. Here's the problem with that, right? Is that if I do that, my whole thing with escapees is that they have to be like a risk-reward factor. Like, you have to go out of your way to grab them. So why not add that little bit of risk to it, right? That's the way I see it, personally. Make an alternative route for the escapees instead. Maybe. The only issue with that is, like, how do I go about with that? Oops. Replace escape. Replace rescue with a button. No, I'm not doing that.
Because here's the thing. This is intentionally speaking, you're supposed to go down this path. You're not really supposed to go down the other path. If I find a way to implement it in, then maybe. But the problem with this is that with how this is set up, it's going to be very difficult to even try and get that to happen. The Voni Chud versus Robin Goat. I have a very bad joke that I want to tell, but I don't want to. What do you mean, bruh? Oh, it's a thing Robin sent in my DMs. If you're asking about, like, what I mean by... Bro, what is this image? Robin, get out of my DMs. I'm muting. I am ignoring you for the meantime. But no, what is it? What I mean by this is, like, this as example. Like, this is tied to the detailing and all that. So the question is how do I make it to where, like, you have to go over here while making sense? And if that's the case, the other question is why not just go down this path? It's a free, like, 50 XP. Or however much escapees are, right? That's my issue, is that it's just free XP if you go down that path, and I want them to take an intentional, like, if they're going to go for the escapee, I want them to intentionally be like, okay, is it worth going for the escapee, right? Literally, what are you saying? Explain my whole process about, you know, not taking a side path or making the escapee a side path thing where you have to, you know, press a button or anything. You speaking Chinese? Well, no. Okay, here's the thing. This whole detail thing was intentionally built for the escapee. I'm not going to change that. Sorry, just not gonna happen. Because unlike you, I'm not a little Wojak. Little crybaby Soyjack. I was with my headphones off my head and there was a noise coming out. When I put it on, I remembered I'm still here. Yeah. Since I'm just based like that. I'm just a based user like that. I'm gonna do this instead. Okay, there we go. Robin, can you stop saying stupid things in Swedish in my chat, please? Thank you. Fine, I'll make the trusses have no support stuff to it. Although you're gonna have to coach me again on how to do that because it's been a while. Oh. Like the ones you climb? What, bridge style? Like this? Or like, just no support? Not for detailing? I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know what you're asking of me. You're asking too much. What? What do you want, Robin? What? What? What is with the 3 pings now?
Guys.
Might be legally blind. I don't know what you want from me. You're asking too much. These have no supports, right? No. None. Zero. Nada. Nothing. Right? What do you want? Going back to my thing here. Unignore me. Why? Why would I do that, Robin? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna entertain it. I'm gonna unignore you. If you say some dumb shit, I'm gonna block you. Okay. You're unignored. What do you want? I'll ban you out of my chat. Don't speak Swedish. I'm not particularly fond of the Swedes. Do not this idiot. Oh my god, shut up. You're so annoying. What do you want? What do you want? What? What is it you want? What do you want, you fucking dummy? What do you want?
Most people don't know that you can get a domain from Squarespace. Not just a website. But you're not most people, because now you know you can get a domain from Squarespace. Something like velvetchords.com for your music studio. Or kidchords.com for your middle school band camp.
What do you want from me? I don't know what you're asking me for. The trusses used for detailing purposes need supports. The ones a part of the gameplay, like ones you physically climb, need no supports. Oh, okay, cool. I was about to say. If that's the case, I'll just do alternating supports. I don't know which ones. Oh, these ones here, okay. There we go. Gameplay trust with supports looks kind of mid, not gonna lie. Hi, how are you? I really need to ask you something. What do you want, Robin? Bonnie, you need glasses? Yeah, that's what I totally need. He does.
Robin, I'm gonna bang your mom if you keep talking shit about me. You better shut up. How's it? Okay, I'm blocked. I'm ignoring you again. I'm ignoring you. Your ass is ignored. Robin, why are you so pathetic? Why are you like bald and shit? It's kind of pathetic, Robin. No, I'm just kidding. Oop, nope, not that. This. You want to know what I could kill for right now, chat? Some chili dogs. Sounds really good, actually. Is Blood Sonic the Hedgehog? Okay, actually, I'm gonna be completely 100 with you. I actually do not know. Diddy, I gotta get out of here. That's crazy. I actually have never played a Sonic game before. Exposing you in 3, 2, 1. What's the exposing for? He's American and round. Yeah, well, you're Swedish and round, so I don't want to hear it. Fatty. Adopted. Fatty. Fatty, fatty. No parents. I'm gonna put an invisible barrier up here. Fuck you, people who want to cheat and try and get up here. Funny and shit. Eat shit and die. Bro actually thinks he's that one meme that's like, why don't you do things like we do in Germany? What is that, Solitary? What is that meme, Solitary? That's crazy. Or not, yeah, Solitary. Yeah, it is Solitary. Sorry, I'm having fucking problems thinking right now because this idiot named Robin Royne87 is being a stupid
At Walden University,
dumb liberal. He's been a very stupid liberal. I don't like the liberal like Robin Royne. He's such a liberal. He needs to learn to get off his fat Swedish ass and do something with his life instead of harassing me in my chat. This is getting completely ridiculous, and I say very much so, it's very ridiculous. He needs to get off his fat beluga well ass and lose some pounds.
Can you teach us grade 10 maths instead of map making? No. What am I, your fucking math teacher or something? You think me so lowly? Well, fuck you. I think I'm doing decent progress so far for what this is. I would have liked to expand this wall out a little bit more, but it's fine. I probably could if I just get rid of this stuff, but honestly I'm too lazy to do that right now. Walmart stream next. Never. We're never doing a Walmart stream. Okay, chat, I'm a little bored. I'm gonna playtest this map, and then I'm gonna try and join into Bop's live stream and play with them for a little bit. Just to alleviate some of the boredom. Just once I get all of this stuff done here. Hold on. Okay, so that's kind of like a recovery spot in case you fall down. I could change it up a little, but I think it's fine otherwise. Alright. Alright, time to join into this guy's live stream.
First off, let's get report. Potassium overflow.
Actually, let's see if we can. Oh shit. Wait, we can pool? Oh no, we can't. What's the maps in here already? Alright. I guess I'll turn on FE2.io. Probably should have done that before. No joining Wednesday here, but whatever. Alright, let's see. Oh my god, what is that gameplay, my guy? Brother, ew, what's this gameplay? Like, and I didn't see. Hold on. No! Hold on. I'll have to leave his server and shit. That's too boring. Okay, whatever. Just scroll back. Scroll back, like, from 4 minutes ago or something. Did he put it in?
He did. He did. Awesome. Awesome sauce.
Also, 7 viewers concurrently. That's actually pretty good numbers. Oh, it says 2 now. For the longest time, it was saying I had 7 viewers. Oh well.
I'm kind of.
Alright. Sure, we'll play location unknown. Really unfortunate that it got to the top right, because that just means that people are gonna fucking just do nothing but vote top left for the entire time, so I mean, that's fun. Of course, 77%. Why would it never be? Okay, Chad. Yo, can I playtest? Once I get done with gameplay, yeah, I'll playtest. Honestly, I mean, at this point, like, I've been streaming for how long now? Nearly 3 hours. I think it's a pretty good stopping point here, honestly, because I just want to get around to playing some FE2 for the rest of the time, honestly. I think I'm nearly done with map making. I might do a little bit more later on with some other stuff, but for now, I just kind of want to play other maps. Want to VC? Yeah, in a little bit. I'll probably VC in a little, but otherwise, I will see you all probably Wednesday, honestly. Otherwise, it is a pretty good live stream today. 3 hours of live streaming. it's not too bad. It's not too bad, especially getting a lot of the practice of getting at least the layout of this room figured out and everything. I think it's been pretty decent. Anyways, that's all for me. I'll see you.